It's science fiction. It's fantasy. It's SciFan Block from the makers of Nerd Block. So let's open this thing up and see what's inside. First, slash through the annoying plastic wrap here. Okay, there we go. Now, I believe the theme in here this month is old school or something like that, because it's, I know they're supposed to have something from like the Twilight Zone. Not sure what else, maybe something from the 70s, 80s, but you know, that's my jam, so let's see what's inside. And the box does not look very full. I mean, look at that, it's like just barely. Anyway, first thing I see are these fine art shot glasses, set of 4. They are Star Trek, the original series. I didn't really do shots very much, but those are really cool to have. So, moving on, we have a t-shirt. And the t-shirt looks like a big King Kong or something. And it is King Kong. You can see him up on the Empire State Building there, and the airplanes, and there he is growling. I mean, it's not a bad looking shirt. Not one that I probably will wear, but it's alright. Just go back, Charlie. Woo. Yeah. Next we have a pin, and it is well, it's a face. It looks actually a lot like the robot from Metropolis. 1927 would be about right. If you haven't seen Metropolis, it's this old silent science fiction movie about this oppressive society, and the scientist makes this robot, and it takes the form of this woman. It's a really interesting movie. I mean, it's just from the standpoint of the special effects at the time, but you know, there's a bunch of different versions out there because some of the footage have been lost and it's been restored, and there's a version that they actually have like a modern rock score to, which is really cool, featuring like Pat Benatar and Bonnie Tyler and a lot of other ones. But it's a cool movie, but that is what that looks like. I'm gonna have to look in the book to make sure, but I'm pretty sure. Next, here's our Twilight Zone. It's a figure. Bandaged patient is what this is. Yeah, from Eye of the Beholder. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the one where there's a patient and she's had facial surgery, and you know, she's bandaged up the whole time, and the staff, who you can only see, you know, their eyes because they have their mask and gowns and stuff on, or you know, they talk about how deformed she is and everything, and they hope this surgery is going to fix her. And you know, at the end, of course, they take off their mask and they have these like pig noses and they're all deformed, and she takes off hers and she's normal looking, but she screams because of course she is deformed. So that was a lot of running around just to talk about this figure, wasn't it? Anyway, moving on. We have, oh cool, it is the Jim Henson's Labyrinth 30th Anniversary Special comic. That's really cool. Presented by Nerd Block. It's a big thick comic, so I'm not positive, but it's probably the entire story. You slide it out here and take a look. Blah, 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 blah. No, it is not the entire story. This doesn't look like it ends like the movie ends, unless this is a... No, it says number 1 on it, in fact, yeah, so this is just number 1. Huh. I'll have to give this a read. I'm currently reading the Jim Henson's Dark Crystal continuation, which is, it's interesting so far, but it's only had one issue, so I think issue 2 may be coming out this week, in fact. So, moving on, we have a print, and it says Dune Arrakis, which of course is from the movie Dune. And if you've never seen Dune, it is a trippy movie. But it's really hard to make an adaptation of this movie that would not be trippy, because there's just so much going on. And speaking of trippy, there's actually, what was it? Jorodowski, I think is his name, who tried to make this movie back in the like early 70s with all these like pop stars, like I think David Bowie and other people were going to be in it, but the budget like skyrocketed out of control and it just didn't turn out, so it was left on the junk heap until who was it? Lynch, I think, did it in the 80s. So that's the version we got. But, you know, the rights have been sold, and hopefully we're going to get another version soon. That's all for this box. We have our book here that says Star Trek's Deadliest Alien Races. What's inside April's SciFan block, and May's theme reveal, and best dressed villains. Ooh. So let's make sure what we got here. The cat was on the back of my neck. I didn't know what that was. Anyway, so we have the Twilight Zone assorted figures, which we could have gotten several there. The Shot Glass 4-pack, the Labyrinth 30th Anniversary Special Book, the Metrobot pin, and inspired by the movie Metropolis. Yes, I was correct. Okay, and our Dune art print, and the King Kong shirt. Okay, so let me see here. Next month's theme is squad goals. So I'm assuming it has something to do with different teams. Looks like there's maybe Harry Potter holding his wand. I'm gonna say that is maybe Black Widow, maybe Groot, and someone with a metal hand. I'm not sure who that is. It doesn't look like Iron Man's hand, but maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, so that is it for this month, and we will see you guys later.